Hi, I'm Gohar Vardanyan, and this is a Lessonette for strings by Mel. In this Lessonette, I'm going to talk about playing above the 12th fret. How we play up here really will differ depending on the passage that we're playing. So if we're going to play a single line on one string, or if we're playing chords on multiple strings, whether we're spending a lot of time over here or if we're just going to reach a note and quickly go back, whether we have a pause before getting here or if it's a gradual ascend over into a higher position, all of those things will factor in on how we hold our hand, where we put our thumb, etc. There are some general guidelines that you can follow, though, to make this position more accessible. Number one would be posture. So when you're playing in lower positions, it's important to keep good straight posture. However, when you get up here, that posture will actually get in your way. So if I'm playing something above the 12th fret, and I'm trying to keep my back straight, it makes it very hard for my left hand to actually reach the notes because I'm going to start hitting the side of the guitar with the side of my palm, and my pinky no longer has the length or the strength, because it's straightening out, to play the notes necessary. In order to make this easier, you will have to lean forward a bit and bring your hand forward. Now, it doesn't mean you're going to do this, because that again is going to take any strength you have left from the hand and any accuracy, because this ends up being very big movements with no reference, and you're working with very small space. So you still want to have your hand in a normal position that you would for other lower positions. However, you just have to adjust it a little bit in order to be able to access the fretboard. The higher you go, the more you will come forward. Don't try to lift the whole entire hand to avoid touching the guitar, because that will again take any leverage that you have, and it will be very hard to kind of guess where exactly your fingers are going. So you will have to at some point touch the side of the guitar with the side of your hand. Where exactly that will be, it will be depending on your size of your hand. However, don't try to lift it and leave all the work to the fingers. Where you put the thumb is also important, so you have to experiment with each thing that you are playing. So I like to leave my thumb back here for as much as possible to avoid having to take it back there when I have to return. So if I'm going to play something that only travels up here for a moment and then goes back, I will leave my thumb behind the heel here and have that as leverage, and then use the rest of my hand and rely on the strength of the side of my hand and the muscle here to play the other notes. If I'm going to play chords even higher up, I will bring the thumb closer here. So that just depends on how much time I'm spending here. So think about all of those things. Don't bring the thumb out here for one note. It won't be worth it, and you'll have trouble getting back. But if you're going to spend a lot of time playing chords, it might be worth it to bring your thumb closer. Now, actual pressure also changes. So if you're playing in lower positions, your thumb in a way helps to counteract and to press. Here you no longer have that, because your thumb is left behind and your hand is ahead of the thumb. If here your thumb is behind the index and the second finger, here it's behind the thumb. So even though you're kind of using it as counterweight, you end up pressing more like this rather than like that. And so the strength in your hand becomes important, and you end up pressing more into the guitar. Don't be afraid to actually use your arm as well to kind of put more weight on it, so you're not just relying on the pinky and the other fingers. And the last thing you have to pay attention to, no matter what you're playing, is making sure that you don't lock any of the joints. And so if you're playing something high here, still maintain a round finger as much as possible. It will be a tendency to sort of lock, and depending on the strength of your pinky, avoid that at all costs. Try to adjust it and train it to play round, so then you have control over taking it off. If you lock it in place, you might be able to take it off, but it might be more abrupt motion and it will interfere with the music that you're playing. So posture, location of the thumb, and bent joints. You want to have everything kind of the same that you would in a lower position. You just have to adjust a few things to be able to reach the notes up here. And again, don't be afraid that your hand is going to touch the side of the instrument. That's how it will be. I hope this helps you play in higher positions. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.